What's going on, guys? Clocky clocking in. The new set has possibly leaked, and it's probably Gen 2. I'm so excited, guys. Gen 2 is like my favorite generation. Apparently, this was leaked over on the Italian official YouTube channel. They accidentally released it, and then they unreleased it, so we're not 100% if this is it, but we're pretty sure. It looks pretty legit. So we're going to check out the cards after we're done watching the trailer, so make sure you stick around. All right, guys, so looks sick, right? I'm pumped. I'm excited. We're going to check out some of the cards. I believe we have them here, and they are now translated, so we're going to check them out. Lugia EX is looking to be pretty sick. It is a 180 damage move. You have to discard a fire energy, a water energy, and an electric energy from this Pokemon. It's pretty sick. It's a reference to Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Now, how are we going to be able to build energy on this thing? I have a feeling we'll find out here in a little bit. We got Ho-Oh EX. It uses the move Phoenix Turbo for 80 damage. It's 3 colorless energy. You can take a fire energy, a water energy, and an electric energy from your energy zone and attach them to your basic Pokemon however you want. So basically, you use Ho-Oh EX to ramp Lugia EX. That's pretty much, they played very well together. But also, you could, you know, the crazy part about Phoenix Turbo here is this is something you could use. I was talking about this in my Dragonite video. You can use this for Dragonite. I'm just saying. I mean, you give it 3 energy and it's ready to Mega Punch. I love it. I love it. The fact that we can use this to ramp dragons is pretty sick. Let's see what else we got here. We got Chikorita. You know, you got your regular basic, like, yeah, if it's Gen 2, of course we're getting Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, so that makes sense. Nothing too surprising there. We got a Pichu AR. Now, the baby Pokemon, at least a couple of the ones that we've seen, have no energy moves. These are moves that do not require energy at all. Means you can use them turn 1. That's kind of neat. So this one has Sparkling Throw. Pichu does. Take an energy from your energy zone, and you can attach it to a bench Pokemon. Pretty sick. It ramps. You literally can attach, you know, it turn 1 ramp. No damage or anything, but it's only 30 health, mind you. So you might lose a prize like as soon as you place this thing, but it's cool so that you can ramp with no energy. It's kind of sick. We'll take that. And then Cleffa also has a no-cost move. You can take a random Pokemon from your deck and you can add it to the cards in your hand. So that's also really good. Like, both of these moves are insane. You can use them turn 1 because they don't require energy, but you are throwing out a 30 HP Pokemon, and there are a lot of Pokemon that with 1 energy do 30 damage within the first turn. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not these cards are actually good. I think they sound cool. I like no-cost energy moves, but these two, it's just 30 health is like nothing. Like, you would almost have to make sure you're running Giant Cape. And if you're going second, you know, I don't know, you have to pray. You have to pray if you're going second that you don't get knocked out on turn 3 by like an evolution or something. So still sick though. Still love the no-cost energy moves for sure. Guys, we got shiny Gyarados. I've been begging for this. I don't know if we'll get the shiny full art, but I'm glad we're getting shiny Gyarados finally. Shiny Gyarados is my favorite shiny of all time. Anyway, the move is sick. 2 water energy for 20 damage, but you can do more. And how do you do more? You can discard any number of water Pokemon from your bench, and each time you take one off, you do 40 more damage. So you could literally just have a deck full of water Pokemon and you could do, that's 140 damage. That's crazy. For 2 energy is sick. And all you gotta do is place Pokemon. You do have to discard stuff, but don't forget about the fishing net, guys. We've got a card that lets us pull discarded cards from our thing. I'm saying, at first this card sounds weird, but I think it's really good. I mean, being able to do 140 damage for 2 energies is basically kind of like Sylveon, but you don't have to make sure the Pokemon are evolved. So I think you'll see some pretty crazy, like I don't know, you could fit a ton of Pokemon and then like 2 fishing nets, 2 Pokeballs, and then 2 Professor's Research in a deck like this. I think it'd be fun. I'd be all about it. We're also getting Umbreon and Espeon EX. These are the last two we didn't have. I think Jolteon EX and Vaporeon EX are the only two we don't have now, I think. But we have Umbreon and Espeon now. Umbreon has an ability called Shadow Tag. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon that has damage on it with their active Pokemon. So it's Cyrus. It's Cyrus, but Umbreon has to be in the active. So, like, yeah, the ability's pretty crazy, but Umbreon's the one that has to attack, and it only does 80 damage with 2 energy. Still really sick, though. Still a fantastic way to finish something off, for sure. So I love this card. It's great. It's crazy that it's got, like, a built-in Cyrus, which is nuts. All right, we also have Espeon EX. This has an ability as well, the ability Care. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active position, you can heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. Any Pokemon, it could be Espeon, it could be a different Pokemon. Also does 20 damage for psychic energy, 2 psychic energy, much like Umbreon. This is okay. I'm going to be honest. The Umbreon ability is like way better. Like, you're going to see Umbreon EX get a ton of play for sure. But this Espeon EX, I mean, the healing is nice, but it's only 20, and it's only 1. Like, technically, Wigglytuff does this better. Butterfree does this better. A couple Pokemon that aren't EXs do this better. It's kind of neat that Psychic Energy, I guess, has a Pokemon that can help heal now, I guess. But the other issue is that Espeon EX has to be in the active position. I mean, you could retreat it, you know, after you heal whatever you want to heal, but it's only 20 health. Which could be the difference between you winning and losing, but I don't know. It's an okay ability. I don't think it's anything crazy. All right, we've got trainers as well. Lyra is in this one. We can choose one of our Pokemon, shuffle it, and all cards attached to it into your deck, which is pretty sick. This literally means if you want to pull a Pokemon out that's about to be knocked out, you can do that. And if it's got items attached to it, you can put those back in the deck too, which is pretty sick. I think all cards attached means if it's like an evolution Pokemon too, you'll shove all of those cards right back in your deck. This is like really good. I mean, it's not quite as good as Ilima, who does the colorless pull, because that you know, you pull the card right back into your hand. This, it gets shuffled into your deck. So I still think this is like, gonna be a pretty sick card, though. I mean, if you're afraid of getting Cyrus or Umbreon EX'd now that that's a thing, you just use Lyra to pull the card and you're safe. Everything's good. We got silver. By the way, I'm so excited for full art silver and full art gold. If we get gold. If we don't get gold, that's okay, but I'm so excited for full art silver. I'm reading this card, I'm confused. I'm about as confused as you are, I'm not gonna lie. It says remove a special energy card from one of your opponent's Pokemon. I don't know what that means. A special energy card? I can only assume there's like, I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Especially there must be something we're getting in this set that allows like the energy cards that we have already, like the special energy cards that we have in the TCG. We must be getting some sort of special energy card that I imagine counts as like any energy, you know, and you can attach it to a Pokemon, which would be sick. But then I guess this will let you take that away from your opponent. So I assume that's what we're getting, which is insane for getting special energy. That I have no idea what exactly the special energy is going to do. If it acts as like a reverse colorless almost, or I don't know exactly what you call it in the TCG, but if it counts as any energy and you can attach it to your Pokemon as like an item or something, that is going to be insane. There's going to be so many Pokemon that benefit from something like that. So I assume that's what this card does. This is a Pokemon tool. Energy Shoe. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is switched with your active Pokemon, you can heal 30 damage from that Pokemon, which is pretty sick. If I'm reading this right, if you attach this Pokemon and it gets switched with your active, you can heal 30 damage to the Pokemon that's getting switched in. I assume that's what it means. This is actually pretty good for like an anti like Cyrus Umbreon EX. We're getting a lot of stuff that's like, no, you like, oh, you thought Cyrus was bad? Okay, well we'll put some stuff in there to kind of balance it out a little bit. And you know what? I'm all for it. I'm okay with that. You know, anything that makes people have to, you know, be a little bit more creative with how they build decks and stuff. Because right now it's a lot of like you either put Sabrina or Cyrus in depending on what you're doing. And you see a lot of Greninja right now, but this kind of, you know, this kind of helps mitigate a little bit of that. So I can appreciate some of the counterplay we're getting here. All right, we got another, just an item card here, Elemental Switch. You can move an electric energy and a fire energy from your Pokemon to your active Pokemon. I don't know how useful this is going to be. We did see a card mention special energy earlier, so this might have something to do with the special energy. Who knows? I know Ho-Oh ramps energy, so it's a possibility that you could like ramp energy using Ho-Oh, because electric and fire energy are two of those energies, and then maybe you could ramp it. Whatever Pokemon you want to ramp, you can use this to ramp energy into it somehow. I don't know. Like if you just hit Ho-Oh a bunch. Let me read the Lugia card real quick again. So I think this is all energy. You just have to discard a single fire, a single water, and a single electric anytime you use Elemental Fury here. So I don't know actually. I'm unsure like how useful this card is really gonna be. I mean, it's possible. It's possible there might be some crazy ramping you can do. I mean, you don't have to have like just fire or just electric. It just lets you move an electric energy and a fire energy. So if you only have one electric, I'm sure it'll let you move that energy, and that could be pretty cool. You know, we think about like, you know, you've got like a lot of electric decks right now that use electrical cord. If that Pokemon gets knocked out and one of the energies goes to a different Pokemon and you're about to send like Pika EX with a move that does 150 damage and gets rid of all of its electric energy, and let's say it only has like 2 energy on it once you put an energy on it the turn you're doing it, and you're like, oh, I need another energy, there's still 1 energy on my bench, you could use Elemental Switch to take that energy from your bench to the Pikachu so it can zap something, which would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick. You know, you don't have to have, I'm almost positive you don't have to be moving fire energy from something either. It just, you can move electric or you can move fire, which I don't know. A lot of electric and fire decks have a lot to do. Like Flareon, you know, EX, it generates fire energy from discarded energy. So you could use that to generate energy and then maybe use Elemental Switch to put that onto a different Pokemon. I mean, there are options, and I like options. And maybe we'll get some other cards in this set too that'll kind of support this, and that'll be sick. All right, well, there's no guarantee that the trailer is real or not, but I'm hoping it is. A lot of this stuff looks legit. Like, I honestly think that this is real. I think this is a trailer we're going to be getting here soon. I'm super pumped for this set. I think it's got a lot of stuff to really shake up the meta, which is really good. I do appreciate when they introduce cards that sort of rock, you know, like right now Greninja and Giratina are some of the most prominent things you see in the meta right now, but a lot of this stuff kind of either counters it a little bit or I don't know, well, introduces more nonsense too, like with Umbreon EX being able to pull stuff as well is pretty nuts. I cannot lie, having a Pokemon that just has Cyrus built in is crazy work. I mean, yeah, you have to do it from the active spot, but like you can still retreat the Umbreon and then move something else in. I did notice too that the Umbreon EX has 2 retreat cost. So that's not going to be like the easiest thing to do either, which is something to think about as well. But Espeon, you'll be able to heal, you know, with 1 retreat cost. You could kind of mess around. And the baby Pokemon I'm interested to see if there's any other baby Pokemon that we get that also have no cost moves. They're kind of high risk, high reward, in my opinion. It's pretty sick. I'm excited. So if you guys are excited, let me know in the comments what you're most excited for. I'm super pumped. I'm hoping the immersives are Lugia EX and Ho-Oh EX, because I already know what they're going to look like. You know, we're going to have Lugia with the 3 birds and then Ho-Oh with the 3 legendary beasts. We don't even see any legendary beasts in this either. I don't know if we're going to get EXs of those or just like regular cards of those, but I'm pumped to get some Suicune, Raikou, and Entei in this. This generation is my favorite one. Guys, I'm so excited for this set. I hope you guys are too. And this is Clocky, clocking out. I'll see you guys around.